As you say, trade is an extremely important facet of the China-Africa relationship. It has been growing significantly over time, and China's been the African continent's largest trade partner, a bilateral trade partner, since 2013. At the same time, there's obviously many African countries who are still working to try to shift their trade patterns in several different directions, and in particular to really push on value-added trade. And this is where the partnership with China, many African leaders have the aspiration that in terms of how that goes forward, that there will be a complementary role between trade and foreign direct investment, such that the investment from China into African countries is going to be manufacturing based. And if it's manufacturing based, that should also mean that African countries themselves can diversify the kind of trade that the kind of exports that they send to China. African leaders are coordinating and thinking about what their positioning should be with regards to the US tariffs, and also specifically with the AGOA, which was, as you mentioned, a preferential scheme for 33 African countries. Yeah. And including South Africa and Nigeria, some large economies who are now having to face tariffs. So AGOA, we don't know whether it's going to be renewed, and so markets like China become very important. I just mentioned Kenya's exports to China are already 3 times the size of those to the US. So diversifying to China, we led a program ourselves from Development Reimagined, bringing 22 African fashion designers to China in a bid for these designers to also, from the ground up, diversify markets. So it's something which leaders are looking at, but also businesses at the same time.